At 10, he was programming late into the night. At 12, he sold his first video game. At 17, he left his country, never to return. But before all that, there were school beatings, fainting spells, and a harsh father. We're used to seeing Elon Musk as a billionaire, a visionary, a man launching rockets. But today, it's not about that. Today is about what happened long before SpaceX and Tesla. This is a story of violence, coldness, and intense internal isolation, the forces that shaped one of the greatest geniuses of our time. Elon was born on June 28, 1971, in Pretoria, South Africa, a country marked by apartheid, strict social segregation, militarization, and constant tension. His mother, May Musk, was a model and dietitian. His father, Errol Musk, was an electromechanical engineer, pilot, sailor, and a man with a high IQ. On the outside, a wealthy, cultured family. Inside, a complex, tense environment. From an early age, Elon stood out. He was an introverted, hyper-focused child who could read 8 to 10 hours a day. By his own account, he read nearly the entire library at his school before moving on to the city library. His favorite books were science fiction and encyclopedias. He was captivated by The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams, a book that, he later admitted, shaped the way he thinks. It's not just about finding answers, but about asking the right questions. At 9 to 10, he became interested in computers. He bought a Commodore VIC-20 and taught himself programming from the manual. By 12, he created a simple video game, Blastar, and sold it to a computer magazine for $500, a significant amount for a kid at that time. Yet genius did not make him popular. At school, he was considered weird. He didn't participate in sports, which were highly valued in the South African culture. He was thin, small, and reserved, and that made him a target. The most infamous incident involved a group of older students who beat him so severely that he lost consciousness. Even after he fell, they continued hitting him. Elon ended up in the hospital, and he said the effects of that injury lasted for a long time. He experienced breathing difficulties. This isn't a movie scene. These are documented memories. At that moment, a crucial psychological connection formed. The world is aggressive. Vulnerability is dangerous. Emotions are weakness. If school bullying was the external enemy, home was no safer. After his parents' divorce, Elon unexpectedly decided to live with his father. Later, he said it was one of the biggest mistakes of his life. In interviews, he described Errol Musk as charismatic, but extremely harsh and emotionally destructive. He said his father could spend hours criticizing, belittling, and telling him he was worthless. After one of the school beatings, his father allegedly said Elon deserved it. Imagine a teenager who has already endured physical violence, and at home, he is told it's his fault. Later, Musk publicly called his father a terrible person and said he has almost no good memories of childhood. Moreover, their relationship was so strained that in adulthood they barely spoke. Psychologists note, children raised in constant criticism often develop hypercompensation, an intense drive to achieve, to prove their worth. This may explain Musk's extreme ambition. He later founded Zip2, helped create PayPal, and sold the company for hundreds of millions, not just business success, but proof. When he invested nearly all his money into SpaceX and Tesla, risking total bankruptcy in 2008, this was behavior of someone accustomed to living on the edge. He said he slept on the floor of the Tesla factory because production was on the verge of collapse. A child who felt powerless grows up determined to control everything. At 17, Musk decided to leave South Africa. He didn't want to serve in the apartheid army. He didn't want to remain in a place where he felt like an outsider. First Canada, then the United States. He studied at the University of Pennsylvania, earning degrees in economics and physics. Even then, he told friends he wanted to focus on 3 things: the internet, renewable energy, and space. This was no random list. It was a systemic mindset of someone thinking not about a career, but about the survival of civilization. Many note his emotional distance. He can be blunt, cold, demanding. But looking at his biography, it becomes clear. He grew up in an environment where softness didn't work. As a child, he couldn't control the bullies. He couldn't change his father. He couldn't change the household atmosphere. As an adult, he created a world he could control. Rockets that return to Earth. Cars that drive without gasoline. Chips implanted in the brain. These aren't just technologies. They are an attempt to rewrite reality. So what do we see? The story of a genius? Or the story of a child who decided never to be weak again? Can we say that without bullying and a cold father, there would be no billionaire Musk? We don't know. But one thing is certain. Great ambition rarely grows in comfort. Sometimes it emerges where it once hurt. And perhaps every rocket launch is not just a step into the future, but a step away from the past. Comment below. Do you think pain shapes people more than support? And if you're interested in these deep personality stories, there are many more ahead, where success hides a far less glamorous truth.